What if the less you say, the more powerful you become? It sounds backward in a world that rewards noise, opinions, and constant explanation. But this story begins with someone capable, intelligent, and driven yet repeatedly overlooked. Not because they lacked skill, but because they spoke too much. They explained every thought, reacted to every comment, filled every silence. The harder they tried to be understood, the smaller they became in the eyes of others. Promotions passed them by. Respect felt fragile. Peace was always out of reach. What they didn't know was simple, almost invisible, and rarely taught. Most people never learn this rule, and it quietly costs them influence, leverage, and inner calm every single day, without ever realizing it. They lived inside a fast, noisy world where silence felt suspicious. Meetings moved at lightning speed, conversations overlapped, and everyone rushed to respond before the moment disappeared. There was always pressure to say something smart, something useful, something impressive. So the character talked constantly, filled gaps, clarified points, defended ideas, explained feelings. Outwardly confident, inwardly restless. Every word was followed by doubt, replayed later at night, dissected for mistakes. The noise never stopped, not outside, not inside. Silence felt dangerous, like weakness or failure. Yet beneath all the talking was a quiet sense of absence, an unnamed gap. Something essential was missing, and no amount of words seemed able to replace it. The discomfort grew louder each day without warning. They believed clarity would earn trust, so they explained everything. Every decision came with justification, every pause filled with words. When challenged, they reacted immediately, defending, correcting, proving. But the more they spoke, the more authority slipped away. Colleagues interrupted. Opinions were dismissed. What sounded like passion began to feel like insecurity. Opportunities quietly vanished. A negotiation weakened because too much information was shared too early. A leadership role passed by because calm restraint was mistaken for strength elsewhere. Emotional reactions exposed intentions before strategy had time to form. Silence, which could have created curiosity, was replaced with oversharing that removed all mystery. At home, the same pattern repeated. Arguments escalated because every thought demanded expression. Regret followed conversations like a shadow. They wondered why effort never translated into influence. What hurt most was not the failure, but the confusion. They were doing more, saying more, giving more, yet receiving less. Few realize this truth. Many people don't lose power to others. They talk themselves out of it, sentence by sentence, moment by moment, without ever noticing what they've given away entirely. Everything changed after one uncomfortable moment that couldn't be explained away. A careless sentence cost them credibility, and the silence that followed felt heavier than noise. For the first time, they stopped talking and started searching. Books, conversations, late-night reflections, all pointing toward the same quiet idea. Then came a story about Swiss bankers. Men and women trusted with fortunes not because they spoke brilliantly, but because they spoke rarely. Their power came from discretion, patience, and restraint. They listened more than they revealed. They waited while others rushed. A mentor framed it simply: silence is not emptiness, it's leverage. Every word you hold back gains weight. Every pause creates space. The rules sounded almost too simple, yet strangely unsettling. If this was true, everything they believed about communication and power was wrong, and the realization refused to leave them alone afterward, always. The real test came sooner than expected. In a tense meeting, pressure filled the room, eyes turned, and the old urge surged to explain, defend, react. Their heart raced. Thoughts begged to escape. Instead, they did something radical. They stayed silent. Seconds stretched. The panic screamed that silence meant weakness, that control was slipping. But they breathed, observed, and waited. Others spoke. Assumptions surfaced. Emotions revealed themselves without being asked. The character listened, learning more in those quiet moments than hours of talking had ever taught. When they finally spoke, their words were fewer, slower, deliberate. Each sentence landed with weight. Something shifted. The room leaned in. Interruptions stopped. Authority returned without effort. Silence had flipped the balance not through force but restraint. By saying less, they saw more. By waiting, they gained control. What once felt like surrender became strategy, and for the first time, power felt calm instead of frantic. No announcement was made, yet everyone sensed it, the quiet confidence. The unspoken authority, growing stronger with every pause they no longer feared and respected without explanation or defense required. Silence was no longer mysterious. It was psychological. Don't rush to speak. People project confidence onto you. Authority grows in the space where others expect noise. Silence invites information to flow toward you because people fill gaps with truth, emotion, and intention. It also protects leverage. What you don't reveal can't be used against you. The rule was practical, not mystical. Pause before speaking, especially under pressure. Let the moment breathe. Listen twice as much as you talk, not to reply, but to understand. When emotion rises, respond with intention instead of reacting with impulse. Fewer words, chosen carefully, carry more weight than endless explanation. Power doesn't come from dominating conversations, it comes from controlling yourself. Silence isn't absence. It's a tool, one that sharpens clarity, preserves respect, and quietly reshapes how the world responds to you over time. They began applying silence deliberately. In meetings, they waited, watched, and spoke only when it mattered. Conversations slowed, yet respect increased. People listened. Decisions became clearer because emotions no longer rushed ahead of thought. At home, arguments softened. Pauses replaced impulsive replies, and understanding arrived sooner. The old version of them chased validation through words, explaining, defending, filling space. That version felt tired. This one felt grounded. Quiet confidence replaced anxious urgency. They didn't need to win every moment to feel secure. Silence gave them room to choose, not react. The world responded differently, not because they demanded attention, but because restraint signaled strength. What once felt uncomfortable became natural. Power no longer shouted, stood still, steady, and present. Silence isn't emptiness, it's leverage. In a loud world, the quiet ones often decide outcomes. Ask yourself honestly, where could saying less give you more respect, clarity, or control? Try it this week. Pause, observe, choose your words. If this story resonated, like, share. Subscribe and take a moment to reflect on the power you've been giving away, and use silence as strength daily.